Welcome to Bally Shorts, where we use our own rating system to determine what's the quality of different Balisongs. Squid Trainer, 3.5. It's an OG. Should you buy it? That's literally why you clicked this video. Squid Trainer. I really like Squid Industries a lot. They've been very good to me. I like a lot of their stuff. I got a Triton. I got a Nautilus. I got a Crack-a-Rackin', which is probably my favorite Balisong of all time. They're really good. They're a lot of fun. They've been good to us. We got a code with them. So, disclosure. So the Squid Trainer has been on our radar for a long time. So I bought a blemished one from Squid Industries, and it's black and red, so I was legally obligated to do so. And the Squid Trainer has a really interesting history because when it first came out, it was a big deal. It was a $150 channel aluminum Balisong that was like you could actually get. It was a revolutionary thing.
Game changer.
Yeah, it was a game changer. So we are finally talking about the Squid Trainer. Will's had a Squid Trainer V2.5.
I had a V2.5 for years. I bought it at Blade Show like way back in the day, like immediately after I touched it because I was just so impressed.
Since then, there has been a lot of development within the Balisong space, Balisong hobby. There's a lot of very competitive, affordable stuff from a lot of different companies. Glider. So, that's an Antarctic. Review coming soon.
We have two.
That literally damaged that on that throw. Because it landed on it may have damaged my Kershaw Lucha. So now what I'm kind of looking at this as is, does it still hold up? Is it still a good buy? So, I wonder if there was a way that we could go through those scores and look at them and categorize them and compare. We do. 5 is average. Okay, cool, we got it? Sweet, great. Unboxing! Yay, unboxing!
Yay, unboxing!
You know what makes that really?
I hardly know her.
I'm gonna literally stab you. I was gonna say I'm gonna stab you with, but it just ended with I'm gonna stab you. The unboxing experience. It comes in a box, and it comes with a sheath, and it comes with some stickers. That we give a 6 out of 10, which is the standard Squid Industries unboxing experience. Then we have tuning. This is actually a big controversial part of the Squid Trainer, is that a lot of people believe that this should be on bushings, but it's on washers. The washers, they are fine. So I actually haven't really had to tune this since Squid Industries sent it to me, and the tolerances are fine. There's no tap. And if I needed to adjust it, from my experience with like the Triton and the Mako V4 and everything like that, it'll get there. You'll have to Loctite it. So 5 out of 10. That's average, 5 out of 10. I'd love to see what they could potentially do with a Bushings Squid Industries. So maybe, possibly a Bushing Squid Trainer. I'd imagine if they do like a 4.5 or like 5.0 kind of thing, I'd imagine we get to Bushings by that point. But I'm curious what the price would be. But for now, it's on washers. It's not gonna blow you away like something from Glider Co., which is on bushings. Oh, I'm so parched. If only I could use this to transport liquid into my mouth using a cup from Hirsch.gay. Support us or we'll die. So, support us or we'll die. Durability time. Ooh, the ring came in.
Wow.
So durability, what do we look at? We look at stuff like the materials. What's it made out of? For the blade, we're talking 410 hardened, heat treated, it doesn't bend. People get onto the Mako for the blade bending. This does not. Then the handles are 6061 aluminum. So when I'm looking at like the materials and stuff, I look at stuff like my Triton, which I've had for a long time and is really taking a beating. And then like the BB Firefly, which is also taking a beating. That's both same kind of aluminum. So I expect this to hold up pretty dang well. This hasn't gone through too much crazy abuse from me.
A few moments later.
But it's held up pretty solidly. There's a couple of like very small scuffs. Squid Trainers are pretty well known for just, they can take a beating.
I beat the crap out of my Squid Trainer and it's fine, it's great quality.
So, because of that, we give the durability an 8 out of 10. It's just fine. So for those not in the know, I'm learning how to flip. Not great, but I'm approaching intermediate stage. So I look at Balisongs based on how well I can learn on them. And this has been great. What I will say, which was interesting, I found that I like more light Balisongs. So I like stuff like one of my favorite ones is my Nautilus. This is 3.6 ounces. And then like my Crackerakin, which is 4.2 ounces. That is generally the range that I like to stay around in terms of what I'm comfortable flipping. This is about 4.6 ounces, which actually makes the Squid Trainer the heaviest Balisong in Squid Industries lineup.
That's kind of weird.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Now, so I found I like lighter Balisongs. The momentum just works better for me. The kinds of tricks that I do. Will has found that he likes a little bit more heft, right?
Yeah, I like handle bias.
Yeah, handle bias, yeah. So the heavier, if you do more intricate stuff, the slightly heavier nature I think will serve you better. It's not something like a BB Firefly, which feels heavier. This doesn't feel heavy, but it is heavier than the stuff that I prefer.
Yeah, so when you're flipping, if you do a lot of ricochets like you
Yep.
do, which is more like bouncing it off your hand and stuff,
Yep.
then a bit of a lighter handle is nice because you don't have to like stop the momentum as much. Whereas for me, I like to do a lot of like rollovers in my flipping. So I'm doing a lot of these. I'm kind of like rolling it over my fingers,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so for that, when
I'm
you
getting
need,
there.
yeah, you're getting there.
That was
when you
awful.
need the momentum to go around your fingers a lot, that's where having a bit more weight to the handles, especially at the end of the handle, is important. So these weights are nice for me, but yeah, I think in terms of the weight itself, this is a little more your speed than that, huh?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think this fits better. Goodbye, my baby boy. So, having said all of that, I know it seems like, oh, they're not gonna like how it flips. It's great. Now what it has, and I brought this up in a previous video, what it has, and this is a subjective thing, so it's not something that's gonna get a score or anything like that. But that ring, for those looking to buy it, it makes you feel like you have something wrong with your ears. So with this, is gonna get a piece of tape for me to make the ring stop. If you would like to check out somebody who does really like the ring of the Squid Trainer, check out our friend Ethan's channel. Link over there. He's got a review of the Squid Trainer 2.5. It's pretty great.
Yeah! What are you doing? That's not our joke. You're stealing. You can't steal.
In terms of the sound, people have been asking us for sound comparisons. So this is Squid Trainer, Triton, Glider Arctic, BB Firefly, and let's do a Nautilus. So in terms of the flipping, what I really like about it is it's got a really, really good texture to it. Probably one of the grippiest, if not the grippiest, Squid Industries Balisong. And it's got the lines and it's got the hole. It doesn't have jimping, which for me doesn't matter a ton, but that is an important part a lot of the time in terms of having a proper amount of grip. But it feels good, feels grippy. No matter what level of experience you are, the Squid Trainer is gonna be a great option for flipping, but it doesn't have stuff like jimping, and it's just on washers, so that can lead to little issues with like tolerances and all that kind of stuff. So, because of that, we come to an 8 out of 10 for flipping. So that's better than the Triton or like the Mako, so it is better than those. The main thing we compare it to, that we consider a 10 out of 10, Crackerakin. Does not beat the Crackerakin, but is great. All right, then we move on to availability. Now availability, we live in the United States. We can only base the scores off of our own experiences. Squid Industries is a US-based company, and in general, Squid Industries is really great about restocking their stuff. They restock every week, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. PST. In terms of time zone, you know where you can get them. They're very consistent. They have a proven track record. You can't get everything all the time, and it's not always gonna be in the color that you want, but for the most part, once a week, you can pick yourself up a Squid Trainer. So for that, we give it an 8 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10, like a Squiddy. You can't buy it all the time or pick it up on Amazon, but it's readily available. They do a great job with them. So we give it an 8 out of 10. So now we're coming down the home stretch. Value. Value, of course, is a tough thing to judge. But Will and I have quite a bit of experience within the Balisong world. We have a bunch of Balisongs, so we've gotten relatively good at judging what's the quality of product that you're getting. We came to a value score that was a little lower than I had initially thought it would be, but after we had some extensive conversations about it, it makes sense. At $175 for the standard model, then $190 for the inked model. It's tough to gauge it because you've got a lot of really competitive stuff coming onto the market, like the Glider Antarctic. I promise, review coming soon. It's not gonna take 6 months like it took us with the Arctic. I promise it's coming. But there's a lot of stuff within this price range now that's given this a good run for its money. You got stuff like this, you got the BB Firefly. There's a ton of stuff within that price range that is like really solid.
You've just got so many different Balisong makers nowadays. You know,
There's so many.
Machine-wise?
Machine-wise, yeah, Machine-wise is an excellent example of incredible stuff. This was actually blemished, and it came great. For it being blemished, I couldn't find a single issue with it whenever I got it out of the box, so I saved a little bit of money. And you can also save a little bit of money because we have an affiliate code, Will Hirsch at checkout. I promise we're not shills and our opinions are valid. We are shills, we are shills, we are! So coming to all that, there's different colors, and the colors are pretty good. At the price of nearly $200, this is really good, but with the competition coming into play that is offering really high quality stuff, and then you got stuff like Glider, and they got the bushings in there and everything like that, we're gonna give this a 7 out of 10 in value, which is still good. You can't go wrong getting this. You're gonna have a great time with it. But whenever I look, even within Squid Industries' own lineup, stuff like the Triton, which is $135, and then you have the Mako at $100, I wouldn't say, compared to say something like a Mako, that this is $75 better than a Mako. Whenever Squid Industries first started making the Squid Trainer, unheard of value.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Incredible value. But now the market has changed, and this is still really, really good. And if this was at its original $150 price tag, whoo baby, whoo baby. But they've obviously made a bunch of improvements to it. Bushings and jimping would push this up to like a 8 or even 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Don't lick the tree. We're on the home stretch. We got nipples and they're ready to squirt.
I swear to God.
You can't stop me from putting that in the video. I'm the editor on this one.
Fuck you are.
That brings us to the final score. The final tally, which appears over here, so I'm gonna give it some space, is 42 out of 60, which is pretty dang solid. That puts it several points above the original Mako V4 and the Triton V2, and even the Mako V3.5 by 1 single point. Out of the under $200 Balisongs from Squid Industries, this is the best one. And I would hope it'd be because it's the most expensive. If you want to see a comparison in terms of all these scores, we got the list. The BS score list. It's BS, Bally Shorts. Show image of Bally Shorts. They're little shorts. I don't know if you looked that up. Yeah, so we have the Bally Shorts list where you can look at all the different scores. And this scores pretty solidly. There is one big caveat here. And I think it kind of throws the whole thing out of proportion, unfortunately. And it really is a bummer, and I didn't want to have to do this, especially publicly, but the logo's still upside down. 0 out of 10.
Oh, wow. Aggressive.
This is the end of an era, I realized, because we've had a backlog of Squid Industries Balisongs to review. All of their types of products we now officially have a review of. Wow. So this is sad. So Squid Industries is gonna have to make a new Balisong. So we're making a lot of videos. Bally Shorts is allowing that. What would be really cool is if you could see these videos early. And you know how you can do that? By supporting us on Patreon. We got various different tiers, but to see these videos early and have a private Discord that you can talk directly to us on, guess how much it costs?
How much?
$3.
Oh my gosh,
$3 little dollars.
So cheap. Wow.
$3 little dollars. You could buy a really, really cheap branded clone. So we have Patreon, and they are really cool. Those people support us and really, really help us allow to keep this thing going. Ooh. And don't be afraid for the future. Because if you subscribe and hit the like thing, maybe even the bell, you're gonna be reminded of a bunch of cool reviews that we got coming. Antarctic. Ooh. Tay Flipper. Ooh.
Aggressive.
What do you think? What do you think? Are you glad? Are you happy? All the commenters that were like, where's the review of the Squid Trainer? We're here. You owe me.
You owe me.
You owe me. Now, if you will excuse me,
I'll
come over here and I'm gonna do something.
Don't worry, Brandon. I'll come in for the end gag.
Yeah, come. Oh, wonder how many of these I could fit in there. Oh.
Aggressive.